All right. We're doing a whole chapter today. I know. Sit down. Genesis chapter 5, the genealogy from Adam to Noah through the line of Seth. If you remember yesterday's devotional, you'll now which line, um, which group of people is being written about here. The purpose of this genealogy and most genealogies is to link from one person through a line to a next phase of history or to a next kind of piece of God's story. And because that's what the scriptures is, it's the story of God. 10 generations here. And it's interesting, I'll mention this. Adam is both used here as kind of to reference an individual, but Adam, is also the Hebrew word for humanity, humankind in general. And so just, again, there's some wordplay that's going on here, just to be aware as you're reading this. Between Adam and Noah, 10 generations, and all of them with crazy long lifespans. I mean, Methuselah tops out, he's the record holder, right? 969 years. But the original readers would not have been struck by the length of the years, but more so by the phrase that comes at the end of each person's description. And he died, or and then he died, in regards to Adam. It's the effect of sin is not just evident in the character and the lineage from Cain, but the effect of sin is also in the line through Seth. Now, Enoch is this amazing exception, and he's called one who walked with God. And that word walked in this context in the Old Testament talked about fellowship and obedience and loyalty, where God in Leviticus calls the people to walk with him, and he says amazingly, he will walk with them. He will be in fellowship and loyalty to his people. And Noah, well, I'll get to Noah in a minute. I do want to mention in verse 2, again, God mentions specifically that humanity, this word Adam, is also referring to women in the greater context as well, because humanity, Adam, male and female, is made in the image of God. Genealogy, as again I mentioned, works through Seth, the younger, not the older Cain, another theme we're going to see through the scriptures, because it's allegiance and loyalty that's more important than birth order, a cultural thing that's often the firstborn got the best share, not always with God. But we come to Noah. His name means comfort. And again, it's this play on words. The name Noah sounds like the verb for comfort in Hebrew. I don't know that for sure. I don't speak Hebrew. I go by those who do. But his father saw him as someone who had the capacity to lift the curse of Genesis 3:17, the curse upon the earth, that Noah's going to come, he's going to give us comfort, he's going to make it easier for us. And this is actually setting up in the original readers this hope that maybe Noah is the fulfillment of the promise of God from Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, that God is going to send a seed, an offspring of the woman, who is going to crush the head of the snake and then so be wounded as he does so. That there's going to be some freedom from this curse, this consequence. And the text is setting up Noah, the readers, to maybe it will be Noah. But we'll see how the text answers that question as we get to Genesis 6 and Noah's account. But here is a mixture for these ancient readers. God's blessing is affirmed as still being active, and God's consequence for rebellion is also active in the line of those seeking to be loyal to God. So, just want to play off of that for the question today, something to think about. Where are you struggling to hope in God's promise amidst your struggle in our broken world, whether that brokenness is something you're struggling with, brokenness within you or brokenness around you. We still live in an era where God's blessing is active as well as the consequences of our sin. So as we wrestle with that, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. And today, would you know his peace? God bless.